Well, hi there everyone, FarmSim Gamer here, and welcome to the beautifully picturesque Map Italia by EDOMOD and to my 30-day challenge. Now this is the light version of the map that was released for PC at the end of March. There is a slightly more simplified demo version that's available on the mod hub for both PC and console, and there is a pro version of the map that's due out sometime in the future. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about this fantastic map, then there is a dedicated website for it that has a whole host of information. So I'll put a link in the description, go check that out if you're interested. Now for those of you that might watch some of my other series, you know I like a bit of a challenge, but this one's a little bit different. What I've done is I've given myself 30 in-game days at ×5 speed, so that's 6 actual real-time days, to be able to purchase the largest farm that's on the map. Now if we have a look at the PDA, that main farm, the ITALIA Farm, is located fairly centrally just next to field 26. And it has a fairly hefty price tag of €2,113,000. So my challenge is that over the 30 in-game working days at ×5 speed, I've got to try and earn enough money so that I can purchase that farm. Now that might seem pretty pricey, but it's definitely worth it because this is a stunning farm that sits up on the hill here with beautiful views out over the Italian countryside. Now I think I'm going to have my work cut out. That 30-day challenge at ×5 speed obviously equates to 6 actual real-time days, and I think if I worked between 10 and 12.5 hours on each of those real-time days, that would give me between 60 and 75 hours of actual time to work on the farm and earn that money. Now, as well as being able to count the actual 30 game days themselves, I can of course keep track of the time played in the statistics menu. So that'll help me keep track of things, and I have given myself €250,000 to be able to start things off. Now that is a loan that's borrowed from the bank as well, so not my own money, so I will have to pay that back at some point in the future. So to start things off, I do of course need a base or a farm from which I can start. Now there are two other options, the Parma and the Azuria farms, but I don't really have the budget for those. But what I have found just down the road from the main farm is the Capano Italia, which is a very small kind of yard that just has a single shed, a storage space and a silo and a few other bits and pieces. Now that's priced at only €47,520, so I'm going to buy that, and having done so I realised that you actually get a farmhouse or a sleep trigger located up at the main town next to the information centre, so that's pretty handy. I didn't realise that was going to happen. So this is the little plot of land that we've purchased, not particularly big as you can see, but quite convenient on this little crossroads here as well. So let's just pop down and have a quick look. It's not a bad sized storage shed. We've got a grain silo directly in front of us, and then just over there on the right hand side we've also got some silo storage for both seed and fertiliser. And then in the end of the shed here we've also got a workshop trigger as well. I didn't realise that was going to appear. I thought the items in here were just going to be aesthetic really. So that's going to be pretty useful for us as well. We've got a little set of steps that go up here to the roadside. And then the other thing that I've got my eye on as well that I'm keen to purchase is we've got this grass field that's just over the road here. Now this grass looks like it's ready to cut, which could give us a bit of immediate income as well, but my ultimate plan would be to convert this into arable fields. And if I take a little stroll a little bit further over the field, you'll also see that there's another shed here as well that comes as part of this piece of land. So this will be pretty useful. Looks like it's been sort of used for straw or hay storage in the past, but this will be a nice shed that I can use for extended vehicle storage or for bales or whatever it might be. Now this isn't designated as an actual field itself. As you can see, there isn't any number. It's just pasture land, but it's pretty reasonably priced at just under €103,000. So I'm going to buy this as our first piece of land. Next up, I need to go and get some equipment. Now before I do that, let's just have a very quick look at the finances. Now I started in farm manager mode and I took out £1 million from the budget straight away, which left me with 250,000, but that's all bank loan, so I will need to pay that off at some point in the future. But hopefully I might be able to leave that until after we've purchased that farm. I'll have to see. Now that's the amount of money that we've spent on land purchases, so the small kind of farmyard plus the field. That leaves us with €99,544 to be able to spend on machinery. Now, as you saw beforehand, the grass field that we've just purchased is ready to cut. Now, although I want to convert this into an arable field, it would seem a shame not to kind of make use of this this grass and get some money off it. So first up, I need to get a tractor and a suitable mower, and I think I know just the thing. Right, well, time is beginning to march on a little bit, and time is money in this challenge, so I can't afford to hang around. So let's go to the shop and have a look and see what I can kind of purchase. So the first item, I'm going to go into tractors. Now, I was having a little look on the website for this map, and there's some specific machinery that was kind of recommended, and I had my eye on the Hurleyman Master Tractor. Now, this has 165 horsepower as a basic kind of level. Now, I'm going to do second-hand because I need to save the money. And if we have a look at the options, let me see. I think this went up to 189 horsepower. So I'm going to purchase this kind of fairly standard as it is, but I'm going to buy this because it's going to be a useful tractor, I think, sort of going forward. So this is going to be a purchase. And then I need to go back to the menu and find... So in forage harvesters, I also saw on the mod hub something that I thought would be perfect for doing the grass. Now that's this Fortschritt kind of mower really, or it's sort of a combination forage harvester mower, that sort of thing. Now again, I'm going to do second hand. There aren't too many options here. I am going to change the colour to green because we're in Italy. I thought that was appropriate. And I'm just going to lease this because I'm not sure in the future whether I will have some other grass or other crops that I'll kind of need to purchase. But if so, I'll probably come back to this fairly quickly. So I'm going to lease this. And then I need to go and find the header for it as well. So that will be in forage harvesters, I think. If I scroll to the end here, yes, so you can get these three different kind of header options. This one here, I think the E299 is for kind of some of the other crops that you can forage, and then this is the actual mower unit itself. So I'm going to purchase, I'm going to lease this again. Now I do have the working speed mod installed, which does kind of increase working speed sort of plus or minus about 5 kilometers or 7 kilometers an hour, I think it is, something like that from standard. So I'm just going to change the color to match. And then I'm going to boost this up. It doesn't cost anything, up to 17 kph as well. So again, time is money, so getting jobs done sort of fairly quickly without going crazy or being silly is going to be important. And again, I'll do second hand, so I'm going to lease that. So that's okay. And then the last thing I need to do is get a sort of forage wagon trailer. So again, if I go into trailers, and I saw something else on the mod hub that I thought would be perfect as well. There we go. These two trailers as well, I think they're pretty much identical. This one's slightly more expensive. It's got sort of slightly different drawbar to it. But I guess they probably won't make an awful lot of difference. So again, I'm probably going to just leave that as standard again. I will do second hand. Don't need to do anything to the wheels, and it's got a fairly decent capacity of 44,200. So once again, I am going to lease that, I think. Now, it does suggest that you can kind of take the top off and use it as a regular trailer, but it didn't seem to have regular crops in the menu. But anyway, let's lease that, and I'll go down to the shop and pick these up. So here we are. Here's my first set of purchases. I got the tractor, obviously got the mower there, and the header, and then the trailer as well. Now, there is a workshop trigger here, so I think what I'll do is I'll just get these serviced fairly quickly, and then I can take them directly up to the field without having to go back to my own farm. So I'm going to get this done quickly, and I'll see you all up at the field. So here we are, winding our way up through the hills in this beautiful map. It really is stunning. I don't think I've ever seen a map quite like it in Farming Simulator, whether that's 1917 or whatever. So it really is quite fantastic. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment playing on this map. So here we are up at the field. I've started doing the headland. Quite like this little setup here for this mower, this fork strip mower, and the trailer and everything seems to be working quite well. Now I did purchase the, or lease the vehicles kind of second hand, and I purchased the tractor second hand, so they were a bit light on fuel. So there's a petrol station that's just down here by the roadside, so we've filled both the vehicles up with diesel, so they're all fit, ready to go. Now I am using course play as well. That's going to help me kind of tremendously, I think, to try and achieve this challenge. Now I did start doing the course outline for this field with the mower, but we hit a couple of trees, particularly this one as we were coming round, so I had to redo the course perimeter because this isn't set up as an actual field itself, so I had to define the field perimeter before we could get on with any of the work. Now the selling point for the grass is the Vendita Faragi, which is down here next to the BGA. Now it is a separate selling point, so you don't have to own the biogas in order to be able to sell your products here. Now the price isn't particularly brilliant, but as you can see there, I think we got about 2,800 for that load of grass. This is the second one that I've taken down, but I'm hoping that we'll probably make about, I don't know, 16,000, 17,000 in total, and the leasing costs are probably going to be around about, I don't know, 5, 6, maybe a little bit more depending on how long it takes us. So I'll have to see that how we get on, but I'm hoping that I'll kind of clear about 10,000 euros in profit, which is kind of okay. Didn't want to just sort of discard this grass and just plough the field in, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll still be able to make a little bit of money on this. So it's just coming up to 2 o'clock, as you can see, and we're about 5 times around the headland. This thing does take quite a lot of room to be able to turn around, so I think we're going to do 6 times around the headland before it starts on the land work. So once the headland's completed, my next task really is to start ploughing or subsoiling this field in and creating this field properly so I can put some crops in it. So next job is to go back down to the shop and buy some more equipment. So first up, I'm going to go into the plough section, and I'm going to get the trusted old Lizard subsoiler, the 6-metre one. Again, I'm going to purchase it second hand, save a little bit of money, and we'll keep the working speed up as well. So I'm going to buy this because I'm probably going to use it quite a bit in the future. And then I also need to get a seeder as well, and I'm going to plumb for this Kverneland Accord 6-metre as well. So it's the same working width as the subsoiler. Now, I'm hoping in the future I'll be able to use both of these together. The subsoiler I can put on the front of the tractor, and then I can have the drill behind. But the tractor that I've got at the moment doesn't have enough horsepower to be able to do that. I need 180 horsepower for the subsoiler and 100 for the drill. But hopefully in the future I'll probably be able to combine and use both of them together. Now I decided to lease the drill just to save a little bit of money at the moment, and it's possible that I might kind of swap it out for something a little bit different in the future, or maybe a little bit bigger even, but I think we'll kind of hang on to it for a little while for the time being. Right, so I'm going to drop the drill off just on the side of the field here, and then I'm going to start subsoiling this field. So what I'm going to do, like I said, we set up course play here. I did the field perimeter in the tractor. I've left a little bit of a grass margin around the outside, but I'm just going to drop this off, put it on the back, and then I can start setting up the course for this field. Okay, so there we go. Course is all set. I'll just zoom in a little bit here, just to have a look at that. So I've got 4 times around the headland, and then we'll start the land work down at the bottom end of the field here, so it works its way up, and then hopefully it won't catch the mower up. We're obviously 2 metres wider than the actual mower itself, so I'm going to set this off underway. And you can see there that the mower is just sort of working its way backwards and forwards now on the land work, so hopefully they'll both be able to kind of get on with their jobs without sort of crashing into each other or something like that. So I'm going to leave these two to do their task, and I'm hoping, where are we, sort of coming up to 5:30 in the evening. I think it's taken a little bit longer to cut the grass than I thought it might do, obviously having to sort of stop and start a little bit to take the grass to the selling point at Vendita Faragi, but that's slowing us up a little bit, and I think what I might do actually is probably go and buy a second tractor. I was going to do that anyway, and then I can use that tractor to do the forage cart back to the selling point, and then I won't have to disturb the tractor here on the subsoiler. So I'm going to crack on with this, and we'll catch up with you in a little while once we've kind of progressed through the field a bit more. So So we've just gone 7 o'clock in the evening, so we're making fairly steady progress. As you can see, we've subsoiled all of the headland now, and the Hurleman is doing the land work, and we're kind of gradually getting further up the field with the mower and everything, so we're kind of getting on okay, but obviously we slow ourselves up a little bit when we have to take the full trailer over to the selling point and everything. Now we're having to turn on the subsoil headland work here, but it doesn't seem to be causing too many problems. The only thing I've noticed is that running course play with this vehicle, it does take quite a long time to turn round, so I might end up just jumping in this and kind of doing it myself just to get the job done quicker. I think there's a possible risk that we might end up getting caught up with by the subsoiler, but we'll have to see how things get on. You can see that the sun's beginning to set slowly, casting these very long shadows from the tractor and everything, but certainly making the map very picturesque and everything. So we seem to be getting on okay. Hopefully we will get this field subsoiled this evening. Might be fairly late when we do. And just over there on the left hand side you can see that we have got our second tractor. We went down to the shop and purchased a Fiat Agri FS19, which has got 120 horsepower. So we'll use that for doing the drilling, which will keep the Hurleman kind of freed up and everything. So I'm going to carry on with this, and like I said, hopefully we will get everything sort of finished this evening. Got 5 hours, just under 5 hours to go until midnight, so hopefully we'll get this all completed, and then we can crack on with the drilling tomorrow. And then I'm also going to look at start doing some contract work tomorrow as well. So our 30-day challenge, obviously we're not making a huge amount of money on this first day, but thereafter, in order to meet our sort of 2.1 million budget that we've got to find, I've roughly got to clear about 75,000 euros a day, which is pretty tall order. So I'm going to have to do an awful lot of contracting, I think, until I can start to sort of build our own land up. Now I have got field leasing as well, so we might end up leasing some fields rather than purchasing them, so we can kind of try and maximise on our income. Well, here we are, it's just gone 10 o'clock in the evening and we are still cutting grass under the cover of darkness with headlights on, but we haven't got too much more to do, so we should be finished up here fairly quickly. Now, we had to stop the Hurleman for a little while with the subsoiler because he was catching us up, but he should get going fairly soon, and then once we finish cutting this grass, we'll take the last lot down to the selling point, and then I'll be able to get rid of the mower and the trailer and the header and return those to the shop so we don't get any additional day charge once we hit midnight. So that's the grass all finished, just gone 10:30 in the evening, and we're just taking our last load down to the selling point. So we've just got under 25,000 litres, so we've taken quite a bit of grass off the field, actually more than I thought, but then again it's taken longer as well, so our leasing cost for the vehicles is a little bit higher, but we'll just take a quick look at the finances and see how we got on. So our total harvest income was just under 20,500 euros, but our leasing cost was just under 8k. So in total we made a profit of £12,500, which I guess wasn't too bad for our kind of first day. Well, we got the subsoiler back underway as soon as we'd finished cutting the grass, and he's now kind of close to finishing as well. Just got this last little bit of a corner to do. It's coming up to 20 to 12 in the evening, so we've had a pretty long day. Started at 8 o'clock this morning, kind of planning things and getting our land and our little farmyard purchased and everything, so it's been a long day, but we've done pretty well. I've been pretty pleased with what we've actually achieved, and I kind of set my target of getting this field kind of cut with the grass and subsoiled, so we will be able to crack on tomorrow getting this drilled, and then also be able to do a whole load of contracts, I hope. Now the contract values don't look as though they're particularly kind of high, but I'm hoping that I might be able to take on quite a few of them, and certainly harvesting contracts, and if there's any fertilising contracts available, then I'm definitely going to be doing those. So that's us finally finished, so I'm just going to park the tractor up here in the shed. I think we'll probably have a little bit of servicing to do in the morning to both the tractor and the subsoiler, so I'll stick it next to the workshop trigger, and then I will have to take a gentle stroll back up the road, back towards the town, but I can show you where our sleep trigger is. So I hope you've enjoyed the start of this new series, and I hope you'll continue kind of watching to see if I can manage to achieve the challenge of buying that big farm. And I'd also be interested to get your comments down below of how I might be able to make some easy money fairly quickly. So this is where our home is for the time being, the little room with the balcony up the top there, and the sleep trigger is the set of double doors with the shutters either side just below it. So I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of this series. If you have, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then please do so, because it does help me grow the channel. So thanks for watching, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, take care, stay safe, and I will catch you on the farm next time. Bye for now.